it's Marcy here, and I decided I'm gonna record a little video about my recent fast, 10 days water only fast. Today is my day 11 and I'm gonna eat very soon. So I just thought few little things. I already recorded video last year and the year before because I've been doing these fasts fairly regularly every year. And it's usually in October before my birthday, just so I can feel more revived, ready for the next year ahead, and also maybe to keep more uplifted, to keep more rejuvenated, healed inside, and maybe reset some of my bad eating habits. So this fast has been so far the easiest fast ever. I am myself surprised. I'm always surprised. I feel every fast I do, it's easy, but this one was the easiest ever. I have been changing few things. Usually they say if you fast, you should take it really slow, really gentle, but because I work, I didn't take, or I never take 10 days off for my fast. So I was actually working, I was teaching yoga and I was doing my other job, which is wedding hair and makeup. So I was pretty busy. There was only a few days when I was completely off, and I started on Saturday and finishing today. Saturday was pretty hardcore because I have been addicted to pre-workout. So every morning, I have to say, I exercise a lot. Every morning I exercise about an hour and a half. So this fast I probably lost the most weight because I was fairly lean and muscly before I even started the fast. But I was still surprised to see how it goes. For me, it's like a little personal growth and experience, and usually I adjust and see what works, what doesn't work. So first day was terrible. I had horrible headaches, and yeah, I actually eventually at the end of the day one, I had to take painkillers for my headache because it was unbearable. So the detox of caffeine is not really great. But and after that, I managed really easily. I was drinking normal water, I think, for a couple of days with just lemon juice. And usually through the fast, I tend to maybe use lemon juice in my water. I use Brita filter and normal water, tap water, filter it. Sometimes I use a little bit of salt throughout the fast. This time I didn't do any of it. I didn't even have or used or do chewing gum. Sometimes I use chewing gums on the day 1, 2, 3 when you feel your tongue is coated, everything is getting kind of more dirty in the body and outside of the body. I was taking shower twice a day. I was doing self-massage, body brushing, and pranayama meditation every morning, every evening, which I always do, so there is no change to this. But after day 2 or 3, I felt my stomach wasn't really taking very well the filtered water, so I ventured into buying Evian water, and it was still feeling quite strange, and I only grabbed from the shelf on the day 3 sparkling mineral water. I normally don't like sparkling mineral water at all, but I have to say I have been fasting on this water. I'm not sponsoring it, by the way. I have been fasting on this water my whole 10 days and it's been amazing. So I only had like few bubbly sips and the rest was probably flat because I was not drinking consistently like a glass. I was sipping constantly, which is a change to my previous fast because I used to tend to drink and then after a while another glass. So I am constantly sipping 1-2 sips and then after a few minutes again. So I'm glued to my bottle at night as well. And I think that made a huge difference because I think I tried a different sparkling water, cheaper one. This is actually quite pricey. I tried cheaper one, and that one maybe had a different mineral content, and it didn't feel quite right. So I stuck to this water, and I'm happy I did so. And another thing about this fast, I usually take it quite easy at the end of the fast. I teach yoga, so I was teaching yoga on my day 3, which was fine. I felt really strong and Maybe I was dizzy once when I raised up really quick. So I felt really good. Even on day 4, I was still exercising my hardcore morning workout in the morning, which I do an hour of strong workout and half an hour yoga. So I was still doing that for the first 3 days. And then from day 4th onward, I was weaker, but I still managed to exercise. I tried to exercise because last fast I had back pain and lower back pain, shoulder pain, trapezius. I could feel the tension there. So this fast I thought I am gonna be exercising more so I do not get this pain. But actually I still got this pain anyway, regardless of the exercise. So I was doing little research, and some of the fasting experts were saying that the kidneys tend to soften, so you might feel them first few days. Without me drinking like crazy, I was just drinking normal amount of water. And at night I could feel my neck and back really hurting, and that was even with exercise. So my theory now is, when we put the weight on really fast, usually people have back pains and adjustment body pains. So because I lost the weight so quickly, the body, my back muscles, everything was adjusting there. And obviously from the spine you have got all these nerves coming into various portions of the body. So eventually when I was kind of shrinking, maybe that was the time when the nerve endings were kind of slightly moved, micro move within the body, within the system. And I think that was maybe what was causing the pain. So it was for maybe 2 days, and I think one night it was quite bad on day 2 or 3. But again, that's the same. I have got this every year, and I usually thought it's because I was too flat, just resting or only walking. But no, even with the exercise I could feel the pain. But I have to say, this fast is completely different. I feel super energized. So I have to say, the exercise made major difference. So of course I wasn't exercising really strongly, hardcore. I was making lots of adjustments. I was taking breaks. So I was still doing core, I was still doing all the glutes, some standing, everything body weight, arms. And today, day 11, before I eat my first meal, I actually did exercise as well, but this was probably the weakest. So I took quite a few breaks and swapped the, I would say, very low intensity with yoga stretches, and it worked perfectly well. So these are my 2 big changes: drinking good quality water and actually exercising. Especially I am used to exercise every day. I exercise every day. So when I suddenly stop, of course the body is gonna be not feeling quite right. And why I do this, as in my previous videos I recorded and never posted, 2020 and 2021, I always mention it's amazing for mental clarity, for the calm, for zen, feeling peaceful, and some sort of reconnection. I get to the point when I feel so relaxed about everything. Doesn't matter what happens in the world, I'm just like, the world goes on, doesn't matter, just breathe, be. And it comes so easily. Maybe it's also because I saturate my mind with meditation, pranayama. Usually I even watch certain podcasts or read certain books. This fast I wasn't doing as much. I was quite busy keeping myself occupied, but this is the most energetic feel I got out of this fast. And yeah, it's also great for healing certain things. So I had dermatitis, almost like an eczema around my nose, and it always heals with the fasting. So I know the food is triggering it, but it doesn't matter, because I will go back to my food. Maybe it will appear again. It's just me adjusting my diet accordingly. And just to say, my diet is not all the time perfect. I am also a human, so I fluctuate from being raw vegan, vegetarian, to eating lots of sweet stuff, to eating sometimes crisps, and yeah, things everyone does. eat. So we are not perfect. It's just building this mindfulness and awareness, and being actually aware that we can control our cravings when we go overboard. So this long fasting usually gives me strength, it gives me power. I think it strengthens my willpower, because if I can do 10-day water fast, of course when I go and eat crappy food for 2 days, I will rebalance myself, because I have that inner strength. I know it's possible. And with the food nowadays being so processed, it is extremely addictive. You just want to eat, and change of season, September, always makes me want to eat and crave unhealthy food for some reason, because it's just so nurturing. It changes the brain chemistry, so we feel like, oh, so nice. But actually, it's not good for mental health to eat bad food consistently, because it does make our brain foggy. And I can notice this so much when I'm fasting, that I feel so much better when I stick after the fast to only pure food. But that's about what I have been doing. And yeah, also first time on this fasting this year, I booked a massage, and they were recommending you can do some massages, gentle massage, and actually it was okay, but because I have got low body fat now, I was quite cold. My hands were cold, and nose, feet, so I don't think I enjoyed it as much, even though the guy had a fire on next to me. So maybe if I would be living in Bali, I would be getting massages whilst I am fasting. Another thing is I do feel certain things corrected in my body health-wise, and I do believe it rejuvenates me. And I maybe nowadays do fasting for this, mainly the rejuvenation, the healing from within, so body can reset, and yeah, everything can be better dealt with inside when I don't overload my body with excess of food or bad food. Last thing, weight. I lost quite a lot of weight this fast, but I think it's also because I was fasting. People always think fasting is good for losing weight. Perhaps, but if you go back to your normal eating habits, you're gonna put it back on. I put weight back on really quickly. Because from eating nothing to suddenly starting eating my normal food, of course it's gonna go back to my normal weight. And yeah, this time I actually recorded my weight, and when I started I was very lean, muscly, about 58.5 kilograms, and today I weighed myself and I was 51.20 kilograms. So yeah, I lost lots of weight. I look skinny, but I still think I don't look quite anorexic or super crazy unhealthy. I still kept certain muscles. I have got deltoid. I still have got abs. Of course, the body fat really lowered. So everyone has got body fat, even people who are lean. So I can feel that disappeared. Maybe even the internal fat I had around the organs kind of disappeared. And if sometimes people say you lose muscles on the fast, I think it's 50-50. I did exercise, I kept some of my muscles. Normally I do body weight and I take proteins, so of course I build muscles every day. I am making them grow. And then if I stop for 10 days, don't take any protein and don't do any stronger exercise, of course the muscles are gonna shrink. So I wouldn't necessarily say the fasting got rid of my muscles. I still think it got rid of the fat, which I will put back on. So for me is not the reason I didn't want to be slimmer. But yeah, maybe something to look into if you want to do fasting for losing weight. I would suggest maybe intermittent fasting. And I think this is about it. I'm thinking what else I wanted to mention. But yeah, I felt great. I could probably do a few more days. I always say this because I feel so good. But since I'm so super slim, I think I am gonna have my meal. First meal, as always, watermelon. Maybe an hour or 2 hours later, I will make something easily digestible. So I'm avoiding pulses and lentils and making my meal vegan. So I'll have sweet potato baked in the oven on the bed of spinach with lemon juice, and I will add a little bit of coconut oil, and I will fill the potatoes with a finely chopped broccoli and parsley, avocado, cashew sauce. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'll try to really enjoy it slowly. And of course, at some point, maybe tomorrow, maybe 3 days later, I will get back to something sweet, and I will try to handle my sweet addictions as always. That's life, right? So not to make this too long, I am thinking one more thing I wanted to mention. Switch from burning fats for me this time happened probably around day 3, and then when you start to burn, burning first the glucose first 3 days, and then when I have no more glucose, then the body starts to use the fat as fuel. So usually the days when it's switching, they are a bit foggy and not quite as easy or pleasant, but yeah, overall it went really well this time, and I didn't feel even so dizzy. I think throughout the whole 10 days, if I was dizzy maybe 7 times, and that was once I got up really quickly from bed because I wasn't giving myself few moments, and maybe 4 times or 5 times in 6 classes I taught, I felt a little bit dizzy when I pushed myself into some standing, more challenging poses and then lifted up. So overall, really great. And if this is not gonna be for me, for my future reference, maybe this is gonna be helpful to those of you who are interested in fasting, or you are gathering more information, or maybe noticing how other people respond and how other people take it. I think the mindset is the most important. If you actually enjoy it, if you want to do it, it's the best. Then you have fun with it. So many times through this fast, I forgot I'm fasting. So many times. And the hunger disappeared on day 2. On day 2 or 3, I just made a note in my diary. I was hungry 3 times, and that's it. And the hunger passed. So that's all. And I was talking really fast, maybe because I'm so buzzing. Last few fasts were super slow and relaxed and chilled. This fast, I feel energized, I feel good, and yeah, of course, I'm looking forward to eating. So I can only say, if you want to try intermittent fasting, 1 day fast, try. If you want to do something longer, maybe consult with some healthcare professional, especially if you've got some health issues, because you never know what you will trigger. You always want someone to look after you, to recommend you, and to be aware of your health state and what's happening in your body. So that's it. My last day of fast. Thank you and namaste. Okay, few more things. I just realized. Sleeping. First days I slept so well throughout the night, of course, going maybe to the low ones. At the end of the fast, last couple of days, last 3 days, I just couldn't sleep. I woke up at 3, went to bed maybe 9:30, 10. I just couldn't sleep. I was completely wide awake. I was completely fresh. I was feeling up. I was just up, and I stayed up, in bed up. I want to also say I did yoga in bed last few days. Woke up and just started to do stretches on the bed. Really nice, really helpful. So I would recommend that. Another thing, people think like, how can you function normally? I think it's the mindset. We can all do more than we think. Because I wasn't thinking it's fasting, it went so easily. Last 2 fasts were under different energy. Previous fast, I was watching lots of podcasts about food, healing food, so I was buzzing with that. And the fast before that, I was really listening a lot and was intrigued about more spiritual growth. So I was listening to Eckhart Tolle, Sadhguru, Osho, all the spiritual teachers. And the fast before that, I was developing to where I am now today. So this is my 8th one, and or 7th one. So keep going if you're fasting. It's getting easier. And one more thing. Yeah, yesterday actually, people were surprised I function normally, and I was almost surprised why not. So yeah, when I taught 3 yoga classes yesterday on my day 10, I literally felt there is no change apart from weakness. This is what I wanted to mention. I could still move, I can move, I'm quite energetic, I can exercise, but I have no power. If you ask me to move the furniture, I will be exhausted because there is no strength. I still have got the power to move and just function, but not to extortive power, the strength. And yeah, that's about it. Food is coming.